Final set is going to be between Disciplinary Action and Team 1 Mid. Now at the same time, the third place match is going on, but we will not be broadcasting that. We are getting to game 1 here. At the very beginning, picking bands.
Oh, wow.
Well, we caught up there. There's a bit of a connection lag.
A little behind. So, bands are Cho'Gath Graves and Wukong Echo Amumu. Clearly some targeted bands here. See a little more unusual bands like Wukong Amumu and Cho'Gath. And Graves.
Yeah, Team 1 Mid was expecting an Echo ban. And then they do, both one teams like to run a lot of AoE comms, so the Wukong and Amumu are good picks for them. The other side, I'm assuming, are a bit more target ban. Not outside of Cho'Gath, not really common bans altogether. So. That does leave now. It does leave Ezreal open. They want to run Ezreal, but it looks like they're going to prioritize the Nami, which is a really awkward pick for. I'm assuming a Sever will come along with that, but I'm not 100%.
Could be an Iman machine. Nami has really good synergy with very good ADCs.
Well, Derisive Oxen does play a lot of Jinx. I don't know if he's played anything but Jinx this tournament. So,
Alright, being locked in. They're hovering on the Sejuani, so that could be a jungle Sejuani. So.
Yeah. The only place she's really going at is jungle. It's an oddly prioritized pick here. I feel like, we've said it 100 times, Gragas is a better jungle pick in my opinion. The Sejuanis in this tournament haven't shown up. There hasn't been any game-changing ultimate. Very few of them have caught a whole lot of people, even in the uncapped tournament. So, they're going to stick with it though. The Ahri has been a popular pick.
Ahri's been extremely popular.
Not a crazy successful pick, but a common pick.
Hit and miss.
Especially on Darkness. A lot more miss than hits.
So next we're looking for, we're kind of taking their time deciding what they want to pick, or we're lagging, one of the two.
They do have the opportunity now, I think in opinion, kind of the star people here that they're planning to carry, especially the early game is Darkness. And now they have an opportunity to pull the counter pick out here for the mid lane.
They can basically counter out because they pick their mid jungle for the other team, they can now pick mid jungle themselves. But they go with Diana and Jinx, so it could be a mid lane Diana, could be a jungle Diana, could be top lane Diana, but it's not exceptionally common.
With the Runeglaive, it's more likely jungle or mid.
Yes.
She's been popular at both places on just about every level. And Derisive Oxen is going to stick with his Jinx. And they're going to retaliate with the Vayne lock-in. However, Thresh, there's a good chance he could keep that one. It's a common support pick. They knew who they're facing. Thresh, those utility supports. I think Thresh will have an easier time against Nami than a lot of supports. Nami's one of those supports that, when you're good with her, you can do just about a little bit of everything. Damage, CC, sustain, poke. It's a little ridiculous, so. Not a lot of picks that you can go against that, and I would say Nautilus or Thresh, someone like that can catch her pretty easy would be good picks, so. They're going to stick with it.
Locked in that Thresh. So we're still waiting on our jungle and solo lane pick. Basically all the solo lane positions are still open for, depending on where Diana goes.
Yeah, they have the flex pick with Diana. The only secured spot is the bot lane. We know what's going. Pretty obvious on the purple team who's going where.
And before surprise Nami top lane.
Yeah. Or AP Nami mid. You never know. I'm assuming both teams probably going to play a little more meta style, a little more serious on things.
Very likely.
Especially one mid. They like to have a lot of fun with their picks, and I think they'll probably go. Obviously, they're going a little more meta this time around.
That is a locked-in Nasus and Skarner. I haven't seen a lot of Nasus this tournament.
No, and I expected him in the LCS, and we didn't get to see him. Keen predicted it, but it didn't seem to happen. Now, Skarner is a comfort pick for walls. He's a pretty good Skarner. Skarner, I think, with the jungle items right now, I think Skarner's in a really good place, and he's not being utilized as well, so. I think Sever would have been really good with this composition instead of Jinx.
I think Sever would have been better, yes.
But especially with the Skarner and the Nami to help out. But it looks like, now we know that it's definitely a mid lane Diana. So the early game's going to be weak in the mid lane for Darkness.
In before top lane 20?
Oh, I'm fairly certain. Oh,
That is a locked-in Trundle looking to possibly shred some of that resist in late game team fights.
Yeah, he's going to need it against the Gnosis and possibly the Skarner too.
He'll be able to bully him around a little bit in the early game, but of course that's just Nasus is Nasus. As he scales, he's going to be more and more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I do like Trundle as a situational top lane pick. His kit is built to take out a lot of the top lane problem tanks. He can make it happen better than most people. So, solid pick against the Gnosis. He's going to go for lane domination when that early game Gnosis needs it. Now, blue team's playing the scale game. They're playing for late game here. All they got on they got the Vayne and Trundle on the other side. But if Jinx, Gnosis, and Diana all get to the late game, it's pretty much over for disciplinary action.
Depends on how well they can kite Nasus. Because Nasus' weakness is that despite the fact that he infinitely scales with his Q, he has no gap closers. He has one single target CC that's cleansed easy. So if he can't ever get close to Vayne and can thrash Sejuani, Trundle can keep on pushing him back, then they can win the game just because of that. So it really depends on how they play.
So as we enter the 3-minute delay, we can start talking about summoner spells now. Nami's bringing the exhaust, which I think is a good call. I mean, both supports are taking exhaust, and that's a good call because they both have these hyper carries in the bottom lane. Even more so on Nami because now you got to deal with a Trundle, who looks like he's going to take the Skirmisher's Blade because he's going to smite teleport. So he's going for total lane domination here. And so either one of those would be really good exhaust targets. You still have an ignite through both mid lanes.
Honestly, I don't know how good an idea that is. Because that's just going to leave him open as a ganking target for Skarner. In between the slow from Nasus and the slows and stuns from Skarner, that could easily be a dead Trundle pretty much constantly.
You could see, it'd be a really good call in Skarner's pro.
If it was strictly 1v1, this would be a great idea. But this isn't a 1v1 game. It's depending on how much they prioritize Dragon, how much they gank top and Dragon is down.
They might sit here and just focus the ever-living crap out of Gnosis. It might be baiting into a 2v2 top lane, in which, in my opinion, I think it goes to Sejuani Trundle for most of the game. When they get to the late game, there'll be a whole different story, but the laning phase is long gone before then, so there's a lot of sustain on both sides here. Between the Gnosis and the Nami. A lot of sustain over here, but on the other side, Trundle's regen is insane. That being said, it might be smart to see a little bit of an early Morellonomicon. A lot easier for Ahri than it is on Diana. So having one ignite both sides, really going to become crucial when you hit those ignites against both comps in general. Vayne's going to rush a Blade of the Rune King. It's going to be just regen everywhere. So those ignites are going to be a pretty crucial part of how these team fights go. With 30 seconds left, we're going to be logging into the Rift soon. Let's see. Looks like also another matter is the double smite. We'll see the objective control that disciplinary action tries to bring in. We saw yesterday that the double smite paid off really well for farmers. They ended up getting a couple objectives due to Ezreal also having smite.
Wasn't enough though. They were still ended up getting pushed out by the Talon.
We're running soon here.
We'll soon be entering the loading screen. Speaking of that, loading screen.
Yeah. Now, you can see where the real comfort picks come in. Because we have Ring 5 Sejuani, Ring 5 Vayne, Ring 5 Thresh, Skarner, Nami, and Jinx. So, a lot of Ring 5s coming in here. Definitely everybody picking a lot of comfort champs. Not being as nice as Mystic was and lining up
Mystic
perfectly for me.
These guys are not as good.
The only team that lined up without me having to do anything was Mystic. There they are.
And everyone's dropping in. looking to try to rush right out of the gate. Here they go, and they're off.
Now I would like to see an invade somewhere. Is it likely? With these high-stress games, not so much. But
arguably, that's the best time to do it during a high-stress game. Because of how the players handle that stress.
Yeah, it looks like one mid might be looking to invade, and they're going to get caught. Just for the sake of loving aggressive games, it looks like they're not going to deter from it, even though they're seeing.
They're just walking right past it.
Keep trying to get vision control. Try to throw them off their game a little bit. Come in as a group of 5. Doesn't look like any blood's going to be shed. Messages are sent. Ari and Trundle are trying to flank around, but they're not going to get in position to do anything.
So they return after heavily warding the boost like jungle.
It's really a good call to see because, I mean, getting that vision control, knowing where they're going to be, smart play. An aggressive move on their part to get some vision on here and start to make some plays. Looks like disciplinary action is going to be a little cautious, but I think Trundle's finally going to start heading to the top lane.
There he goes. So both junglers are going to start on their blue sides. Sejuani is not deterred by the large amount of vision they have.
Still going to go pretty standard start. Skarner starting around his red buff. Sejuani starting around her blue.
Taking off those little objectives. Little jump script to make it easier to take those objectives safely.
Top laners, neither of them going to steal any chickens. They're just going to start in lane. And let the wet noodle fight begin.
The early game should go to Trundle, but Naxxus did go with the flash start. With his natural sustain, he'll be pretty safe.
Yeah. Playing for late game, any other way would be a little ridiculous.
Of course, doing a little bit of hope.
Do you want to see on the, looks like Thresh did start Flay. The best start for him, in my opinion. He did go with the coin, though. As a frequent Thresh player, nothing bothers me more than a Thresh that starts with coin. You're not tanky enough to do anything, except maybe hit level 2 and then go in for the hook. And then there's the play. The exhaust is down. It might not be enough with the silver bullets. Just barely going to get out of there. Nami walks away with half life. Almost a first blood.
So the Thresh Vayne lane, they did push hard. They got level 2 before one versus bot lane. 2-1 mid. So good overall all by disciplinary action, knowing that they were going to hit that level 2, going in and forcing something, particularly that exhaust.
I'm really surprised that the Thresh is able to coin start and be that aggressive. Against the Nami Jinx, that's a sign that Nami and Jinx are not being nearly aggressive enough. If the Thresh with coin was able to harass you that hard with...
Well, see, it's just they got the level advantage.
Another great hook by Sputnik. A play, a flash heal, and a ebb and flow from Nami is going to save her. But the bottom lane of one mid is in a really rough situation right now. Jinx is already a wave behind Vayne. One of the few champs that Jinx should be able to handle early.
It's just Thresh making those plays, getting those hooks.
Thresh is really putting the pressure on here. Nami's going to have to up her game a little bit.
Those creeps. That's pretty standard. Diana is crushing Ari and CS with 10 ahead right now.
And they're going to need it right now because both the bottom lane and the top lane are falling behind pretty quickly. To be already an entire wave behind before the 5-minute marker is not a good sign.
Trundle's doing the same thing against Naxxus.
Yeah.
He's zoning him off that CS with his aggressive Q spam, I imagine. We can't see it, but I don't think it's probably happening.
Duress boxing this one. It's rough. Getting zoned like this is only still just one wave behind. But once again, we talked about the scaling game here. All 3 lanes. Late game in my opinion, goes to all 3 lanes of 1 man. So the fact that they're behind like this is somewhat expected. The only lane where you don't expect to see this sort of advantage for one is mid lane. That's kind of where they're correcting things here. But Trundle just absolutely harassing poor Susan. The Archduke. Now Trundle, he has enough sustain where he can come in and he can harass him under tower, walk away, pick up a couple minions, and still be fine. Trundle did receive a lot of buffs not too long ago, and in my opinion, they put him in a really good place. I'm surprised we don't see more of it, but
it's just people don't. It's kind of a boring.
Oh, here comes the Pillar of Filth. Gonna try to slow him down. I guess it's not called Pillar of Filth anymore.
Still ice. He's just harassing. That's all he's doing. Quite yet.
Really keeping Nasus low in health. Here comes our first gank of the game, but it looks like Sejuani's in place to counter. Both really good positioning right now, calling the other ones.
Skarner's backing out. There's a pink board that they're able, in one board, Team 1 mid is already pinged with that pink board. They know exactly where it's at.
Early pink board, giving them a little bit of vision control, but not for long. Alright, Jinx now 2 waves behind Vayne. Just about the same for the top lane. Slowly but surely pulling the lead in both the top and bottom lane for disciplinary action.
Looks like Nasus is steadily farming now. Not too concerned. Just not feed.
Starting off well. Now, Trundle and Vayne both scale pretty well as well. I don't think as well as their lane opponents, but if they get a heavy enough lead, they could take this game away. Pretty easy. I think they got 3 top, but they're going to boss down.
Looks like Nasus is mostly caught up in CS now. The lane might start going his way pretty hard.
Yeah, he's sorry, but there is a huge wave up there for Trundle. Sure. There's the charm. Lands on Walls. Walls going to take a good chunk of health. Still wants the pink ward. Sejuani's going to watch her ward die, but that's about all that fight's going to get.
Trundle did put that huge wave in there with the CS. So back ahead.
With Trundle's Q, it's pretty easy to farm under tower.
Auto-attack reset.
A lot like Aurelia. It doesn't matter if they get pushed. Their ability to farm under tower is pretty easy. Diana actually falling back to an even CS difference in the mid lane, so looks like we're already at a 200 gold difference, strictly from just farming here, in favor of, I'm going to call them DA. Very long disciplinary in action. We'll just call him DA.
He's doing alright now. He is behind the CS still, but he's able to trade.
Oh wow, Darkness goes in with a Q ult combo. Gonna take out most of Ahri's health. Trying to get established dominance again, like he had earlier in the game.
Slightly quick on the QR, did not get the reset. Still, good burst of damage.
Diana starting to get a little aggressive, losing some life for it. Still trying to keep that dominance there, try to get that CS advantage back. If not, just add a kill to her resume here.
Trundle is backing, and he's probably going to teleport right up the lane. And that's just going to keep farming.
It's a bit of a sustained battle here, so.
Trundle has gotten that 6 code.
Oh, awkward moment. Walls accidentally takes the blue buff from Darkness.
That red buff.
Big misplay there from one mid. Trundle gonna get a free pink ward. Losing a bit of that vision dominance they've had with these pink wards. Here comes Flash Hook on the lantern, bringing the jungler in. The box is down. They're going to have Hover, or Flash comes up, but a Flay heal. Going to secure a missed Glacial Prison. But they're still going to pull first blood on Thresh. A lot of summoners were used by one mid there, but they were still able to secure some kills.
Nami did a really good playing on CC. She managed to slug in the vein.
Archduke's gone red coat. There's the Skarner roll. Trundle's in trouble right now, but he's got the regen. The frozen ground is down. The Tundra's going to help him get away. Walls isn't done. He throws the stun with the flash. Another flash. Withers come down. Is he going to drop the cane? He is, and he's going to pick up 6 stacks as Trundle goes down.
But for that though, they give up Dragon, unfortunately. So this is the opportunity they may want if they either need to help a bot lane or they need to kill top another. They can step from the low.
But you did mention that, you know, Skarner is going to have a really easy time ganking this Trundle.
It's just going to get easier as they get items.
You know, they are giving up Dragon for it, but they are going to end up taking the first tower of the game. Would not have, they're going to try to let as many minions die to it as possible. And they're actually going to walk away without the tower.
And they find that pink person over there, and they confirm red buffs there.
Yeah. Walls tried to bait into it, but he's going to take a charm to the face and rethink his decisions. The word's going to save Ahri from baiting into the Diana. Trundle is there though. Sejuani coming up on her way. The nice pillar forces Darkness to flash. Smite's down on Walls. Ahri uses the Spirit Rush to go in. The Ignite's down. They might secure Walls. Darkness going to try to help, but
he's not.
Yeah, Ahri, no, he smited earlier. So the smite definitely didn't do it. Ahri flashed, but she didn't actually need to. Ended up dying regardless. So a 1-for-0 top lane fight as well. Puts us at about a 600 gold difference in favor of DA.
Nasus is going straight to that Trinity core. A little unusual. Usually see CR. Probably not a bad quality as it is. Doesn't want to have them stealing all his resists.
Now looking, I don't think I can see the stack numbers on Nasus, but I might be able to. No. Sadly not.
Oh, here it is. Another gank.
Yeah, Trundle's gonna get abused like this. Might be able to score double buffs for someone here. And it's gonna go to Susan. I think just about the best opportunity for double buffs to go to would be Nasus or even Diana, but still a good situation for one mid. All the other lanes still holding their own pretty well.
Front lane is struggling a little bit. Nami getting dead twice now, but otherwise they're doing fine. Not like they're feeding super hard, and Jinx is staying just behind a couple ways from CS.
Yeah. DA is. Oh, here comes a flash, and the box is down. Axel Dylan Condemn is going to end up saving. The hook goes right by Jinx. And they're not going to be able to return fire as the lantern saves Vayne.
That Jinx would have died if Vayne had landed that Condemn slightly faster.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Sejuani. She wants to fight. She doesn't have Trundle there yet. Nos is able to get her down to half-life pretty quickly. Gonna try to run for it. There comes a glacial, one-man glacial prison. The pillar's down. He's got to fight whether he wants to or not. The ult's down from Trundle. And Sejuani's gonna pick up a kill on Susan.
Yeah.
Darkness showing up a little late to the party here. Thinks he might be able to clean up. Yeah, look at the levels here. Vayne 9, Thresh 8, Jinx 8, Nami 7. Nami's standing pretty far back.
There's not... What is he cooked? Pretty consistent.
Yeah, I mean, Thresh is on point, which makes it hard, but at the same time, you can't leave your AD carry without any sort of frontline or distraction for him to farm or even trade efficiently. Nami's playing scared, and that's gonna ruin the bot lane pretty hard for them early and mid game.
Nasus has finished that turn before, so I'm not really trying to go CR train guidance. Probably. That's the most common build.
And Trundle and Sejuani copying each other's build pretty hard here. both with Murtreads and a Cinder Hulk.
Looks like Skarner did the same thing.
Yeah, with the Chilling Smite. I thought Trundle would go with the Skirmisher's Blade, considering he has enough slows as is. So it's a little bit of just, I guess, just extra slow.
Everyone loves more slows.
I feel like Skirmisher's Blade would have gone a lot further for the way he's planning to basically, you know, throw down wherever the jungler shows up. With a Skirmisher's Blade, he should be able to take at least one with him. I think the Chilling Smite was a little over necessary though.
Here comes another bottom gank, but they back out real quickly. The Thresh Lane and the Sejuani gank didn't succeed this time. Darkness is still doing really well. He's got that first item Lich Bane. Already got that first item Melanoma.
She's going to need that for the stain that their lane's going to have, or for their team, the other team is going to have. Ari needs that Morello Nomicon. She's going to have to pick off some people here.
Ooh. Forcing the flash, or not the flash, but the
Spirit Rush.
Spirit Rush from Ari.
Diana is bringing tons of damage to the table right now with that Lich Bane. He's chunking people. He's got to start securing kills fairly soon. Keeps getting everyone low, but the way he keeps playing, they're still able to collapse and regen their way back up. So Diana's very close to doing a lot of damage here and possibly killing. Here comes the RD. Knight's down. Not going to be able to... there's the flash Q, but it's not going to be enough.
Oh, no.
The pillar knocking him back into tower. Skarner going to be a little late. Good roam by Trundle here to secure the kill on Diana.
A little bit of greed from Darkness there.
He hesitated there. There were a couple more. He took way too many tower hits there. And perfect roaming by both Sejuani and Trundle. And they're going to move in for their second dragon.
Going for the dragon. And Nasus, they're going to 1v1 top lane.
Trundle comes in from behind. But they're both going dueling mode. Sustain isn't going to be enough for Nasus. Trundle closes ult down, and they're going to agree to a duel as they're going to end it. Tidal Wave trying to steal Dragon, but Dragon number 2 going to go over to DA.
She's just trying to do any damage she can, just for free, but let's see if her aggression is off just fine. Sejuani is coming in for another bottom game. Here comes the Lantern.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here comes Skarner to counter game on the Chompers. Good amount of damage on the Thresh, but Jinx is exhausted. There's Glacial Prison hitting one person. The heal is down. They're focusing walls. Jinx auto-attacking, but not doing how much. Vayne's low. Jinx gonna ignore, gonna flash in, try to get the kill on Vayne. Not gonna be enough to slow from Sejuani. Good bubble on Trundle. Nasus wants to fight, but he's alone. Diana takes the tower and now starts to roam down. Ari left alone, while 3 members of DA too low to do anything. Diana might try to come in for the flank.
A lot of fighting, but no kills. Let's see if
She's behind tower. Darkness had a rough time with towers so far, but still going to risk it a little bit. Waiting for the team to push the wave. They're going to dive this. There comes the QR. Instantly delete Vayne. Darkness going back to her bush. Jinx hitting some damage on Trundle. The Super Mega Death Rocket going to hit, but not going to do enough to kill anybody. Play on Darkness. He's by himself.
Let's see if he can pick anything up.
The team's thinking about coming to help.
If he could get a QR on any one of them, I think he would instantly kill him.
Just about, but they're going to back off and they're going to take the tower instead. Great play by one mid. Darkness roaming after they're all low. Really good peel for Derisive Oxen. He hesitated a bit on the auto attacks, but when he did get in there and fight, they were able to do really well. Their focusing needs a lot of work. There was a lot of ability for DA to add a lot of distractions to those fights. Like I said, the tower is ending up being quite the MVP for DA here. One mid taking a lot of coverage.
Here comes the
Good talisman. They're not going to be able to follow up. I think blowing all their ults in that last fight, there wasn't much that DA could do there, although they were in really good position for a Glacial Prison. I think Sejuani needs to start holding on to her ults a little bit more. Kind of blowing them early to initiate. Thresh is doing a really good job of that. I think if Sejuani could hold on for a little bit, some big plays could be made there.
Nassus has purchased the pieces for Frozen Heart. So Skarner's going towards what looks like also a Frozen Heart.
It looks like Skarner, yeah. I thought you were looking at Trundle. Like, Trundle looks more like he's going for a Randuin's. Maybe a Sunfire?
Could be Randuin's, could be Warmogs, could be Sunfire, could be... Not sure what Frozen Mallet built out of.
Those are the pieces of the Frozen Mallet. He's missing a pickaxe, but...
I wasn't sure, I couldn't remember. Sejuani going for what looks like either a Directed Tower or an Aegis of Illusion. Ari has not purchased anything since been on.
Ari's sitting on 1,600 gold. Got enough for a BF rod, but so does Diana. But Diana does already have her boots fixed, so... Ari's a little bit behind here.
Vayne has finished her Bloody Living King. She's also got that Avalanche of going for that Static Shiv or Ghost Blade. Bryce Oxen has finished the Divinity Age. They are looking to possibly die at the bot lane. Sejuani's just kind of chilling out right there.
Would have been a good time. There's no support there. Darius of Oxen would have been on his own for a 2v1. Tower being his only ally. The towers have not been good to one mid this game. Just the tip of a charm on Skarner makes him rethink his decisions there. Skarner hesitating quite a bit in this game.
Nassus just arming up. Having a little spawn test up there.
Now Baron is live, but it's more likely that the Dragon in minute 50 will be the next objective that they fight over.
There's a smite. But Nassus is going to walk away.
TA gonna do a lot better job handing the blue over to the mid laner. Just barely. But
Nassus' farm is starting to outscale Trundle, so we'll just have to see if he can keep that 2 farm.
okay, they're gonna be able to get the blue over to Darkness this time.
If Trundle really wants to always 1v1 the Nassus, that'll negate quite a bit of Nassus sustain.
Yeah, the armor here, you want to see the armor because of Jinx and Gnosis, but at the same time, the real issue for them at this moment is Diana. So the Merc Treads are the only MR that Trundle's rocking right now. And he doesn't have Skirmisher's Blade, so he's not going to reduce a whole lot of damage from Diana. It's an awkward situation when you need to build
3 different items all at once?
Yeah.
I've been there many times.
Yeah. He's starting to lose his dominance in lane as Gnosis gets bigger and bigger. Here comes the Trundle Wolf though. Giving him the dueling power he needs. They're both going to get big for a second.
They're very large now. Larger than...
But the Archduke resisted. Oh no, he's breaking the Gentleman's Duel. Withers down.
This might be a dead Trundle.
Absolutely chunking Trundle. Well, he's going to get smitten and slowed down. Not going to be able to catch up to the Trundle. An awkward situation for Gnosis to be in.
He's just going to keep pushing. Trundle really doesn't stand a chance to do one of those right. Quite a rough game, but really, there's no one who can 1v1 Nassus. They need some kind of assault and kill. Slowed.
Walls wants to fight, but he is a big fan of those charms. Diane's going to go in for a QR, going to double up on the R. Get Glacial Prison.
Nice, but not going to be enough.
With the board, Bane's going to be able to survive. Good all by Sejuani to peel for a 80 carry.
Forces the...
Oh, Spirit rushes over, tries to charm Jinx, but not going to be enough. Really good try on Ari. Would have been a...
go warm up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no armor on Trundle at this point. But he does steal armor, I believe. So. Oh, another QR down. Ruthie going to pick up their good Super Mega Death Rocket, followed up, but great laner. But the flash QR from Darkness is going to steal another kill for him. They want Ari. They have to face their greatest rival, the red team turret. The flash ult followed up with a
good
R from
good flash ult from Wallace to pick up Ari there. Now they can push that mid turret for free.
Yeah. One mid coming out of nowhere all of a sudden. Really biding their time for that scale.
Nassus has roamed down to the top lane to help push. Well, Skarner tries to tunnel his catch up. Ari is still down. It's a 3v1 in the mid, 3v5 in the mid.
Darkness still wanting to fight. Trundle's joined the fight now. They're going to protect the tower as Ari finishes spawning here.
Probably a good idea from the back off. They got a pretty good gold lead right now, I imagine. Purchased quite a few things currently.
They said they should be sitting on quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
2,100 sitting on Diana's pocket. Here comes the Talisman. They're going to try to catch Diana. They've got to go through Skarner first. The pillar picks up just Skarner. Darkness able to sit in the back and Q as much as he wants. Thresh misses the box. First time his box hasn't had exclamation. Jinx is going to send love from a distance with the Super Mega Death Rocket, but it's not going to hit anyone. And Darkness is going to become Trundle's next meal.
Can he get away? Is it an Ami bubble?
It's close. There's the bubble, but
Oh,
the
there's
flash Ari misses the Q. And once again, Diana's smitten.
That's a really, really good Diana bubble, but that Ari out of nowhere. It's just not Diana's, Nami's game. She has a really good CC.
Yeah, Nami's having a rough time. That early game, that passive playstyle really did a lot for her. That was a really good play by Dieta. They hit the Talisman, they found their pick, and they made it happen. One by one mid kind of trickled in there, and all it did was cause more casualties for them.
Nasus back to being Nasus. He actually never even went back to buy. He just went straight to the top.
How much money is he saying? 2,700.
Yeah, that's Frozen Heart, Spear Visage. No, maybe not a full Spear Visage, but
Diana just cashed in.
Pistol Scepter and Watson, or could be a Void Sail, which probably isn't a terrible idea. So I would like to see it on.
Let me see Zonya's. You can't build it that way, but what is going for here? Already has the Abyssal, but it could be a Rylai's. Rylai's have been popular in mid laners, and Diana's able to build defensive AP items and still bring a lot of damage to the table. Rylai's would be a really good item on her, but
Charmed by Diana. Alright, just threw it out there. Didn't work it though. Don't be worried about doing that though. Diana's hitting really hard. Oh, Nasus has gone back to purchase finally. Picked up that Frozen Heart like he thought and working on the pieces for Spear Visage. At least they have that CDR going.
I'm looking at, we're about to hit 28 minutes, and there's a 4.5k gold advantage for one mid. Not significant enough to think the game is over, but with these scaling champs, that's not a good sign. Thresh, once again, with cool Boots of Lucidity, not a very tanky Thresh. Now the Thresh has made a lot of plays, but he can't scrap at all. A couple hits and he's low. So he's having to play somewhat defensive. It's just about anyone can take him out. I believe. I think Sejuani picked up that blue buff. Look at Sejuani real quick. Yep, Sejuani did end up taking that blue buff instead of Ari. I don't know if that was a misplay like on the one mid side or just a shot call that Sejuani needed it, but
probably either a misplay or they've secured it so that no one else can take it.
Ari ended up immediately backing, so I have a feeling that it might have been an accident that she took that blue buff. Both sides accidentally failing the trade, so.
Diana chunking Sejuani down to half health with one combo. That's kind of scary.
That's a bad sign when one of your tanks gets half life by the mid with just a couple of hits.
Sejuani is purchasing that MR, working towards either a Banshee or a Spirit Visage. They think a Locket probably would have been a better idea, but
yeah, a lot of them junglers have been taking Locket this tournament. But they also remember that. I mean, Diana's already shredding MR with that Abyssal Scepter. Yeah. So
she's shredding MR for everyone, so Locket would negate that.
Yeah. So Locket is definitely necessary right now, and it doesn't seem like Thresh plans on building it anytime soon. He's got a Ruby Crystal, so he could build towards it, but he's still a ways away.
Oh, they see Nasus.
Oh, he wants to fight. He's gonna go red coat on us here.
Two flashes.
And there's the Wither Flash Q onto Vayne. Instantly takes him out. Super Mega Death Rocket is gonna help get Sejuani low. But unless they want to face the mid tower, they're gonna have to back off. Darkness gets caught. Has to flash out. They drop the heal for him. Jinx putting out a lot of damage over the wall there, but 2 members going to walk away. And we're going to get off. I was on directed camera, so. Or not on directed camera. So as we watch Sejuani do all sorts of things.
That Nasus ended up being extremely scary.
There's a talisman. They're going to try to catch Nasus out. The play's in. Is he going to land the hook? Right after the charm.
It doesn't even matter. He's just still tanky.
All they do is send a message while the blue team evens up the dragon score.
Diana looking for a possible pick despite the low health.
Accelerating.
Oh,
The flash.
immediately gone flipped.
Yeah, big misplay from Walls there. They wanted it, and they wanted it a little too much. The tidal wave came out, but there wasn't anything to help with. Good charm by Ahri though. There's a talisman again. They wanted to go for it. Ahri's going to take the log at flash hook. Good effort. Oh, but turns actually going to end up baiting. There's the ignite down, and another R secures a kill for Darkness. Thresh playing a big part in assisting Diana with that there. And another 6 stacks for Nasus as Thresh immediately regrets that whole engage. I think he was assuming Ahri was going to take that lantern. And I think, or not Ahri, I'm sorry, Sejuani was going to take the lantern.
Despite the fact that the gold lead isn't that big, I would call it. This game is pretty much over.
The fights are starting, even when one mid makes mistakes, they're still able to recover really. And the Exhaust's going to go, or not, sorry, the Wither going to go down on Bane. Nasus going to change his mind.
Sejuani with the CC Nasus, thought he was going to chase.
Another whiff Glacial Prison. Sejuani not having a whole lot of luck in this tournament this weekend. As Nasus' ult starts to go down, he gets play to the Rune King. Vayne ults, but she's withered, trying to chase him down. The passive not helping yet. The Talisman goes down, the bubble's up. Darkness is here. That bastard's going to go down, and Darkness is left alone with 4 members.
That Vayne was so close to dying.
They're getting a little bloodthirsty. But excellent play. A bit of a bait by DA here.
And there's the tower. That takes out all the outer towers, while leaving pretty much only 1 tower dead on one side.
But at what cost here? Drive of Oxygen going to go down. Ahri on a killing spree. Trundle definitely would have been able to take care of him, but it looks like they're going to feed a couple more kills onto Ahri. Help her after that rough early game.
Ahri spoke of balloons, and now she's working towards what looks like an abyss. CS-wise, pretty much at this point, it doesn't make too much difference, but Vayne is still ahead of Jinx, and Nasus is now pretty far ahead of Trundle. Trundle hasn't purchased anything since purchasing gold. She's probably sitting on quite a bit of gold. Now, I speak the devil, he just purchased Blazer and King.
Yeah, Trundle's gonna be able to utilize that board really well. Sejuani has decided to build 2 half items again after the
that Frozen Heart.
Yeah, gonna need it. I think really lacking the. If they focus Diana, they can build a little bit of armor, but they got to take out.
Thresh gonna hook.
Good flash. Just barely misses the hook, even after the flash.
Thresh being that MVP this game, I think.
Thresh making really good plays, really being up in their face, really causing one to have to react. Kind of an awkward wall here. Thresh is looking to make some plays, but that Banshee's Veil is really going to turn him off from trying to hit Starner. Nasus still up there getting free farm. They pop the Banshee's Veil, but here comes Darkness. The Talisman to run away comes out. Not a good sign when they have to use that defensively.
A little worried there. Just a little worried.
Dana throws a Q, but it is next to nothing to Trundle. The 2-minute marker, 2-minute warning for the Dragon comes up.
Nasus just being Nasus. He's got that giant spell. It's really tanky.
Nasus with that 420 Blaze it scored 277 farm. Starting to take off here. I believe most in the game, just barely ahead of Vayne. The whole team's going to run top. Nasus trying to make himself a target. He's going to find Trundle, but Trundle's going to find the whole team. There's the bubble to secure. Dry's Box is going to put some damage
Did
down.
not reach the lantern to get away.
But kill's going to go to Darkness. Teams decide to push as 5. They're going to go for this. The box comes down to try to slow down the wave. Ari going to be able to help wave clear that out. Trumpers are down. Not making himself a target. Shoots on the red coat. Walls ult. Did Walls art? Double click. Oh! Darkness cleaning up. Alright, 2 kills already. Flashes to E the 2 remaining members into the team. Yeah, triple kill from Darkness. He's going to secure the ace.
That is probably game. Oh no, it's not the game, but there it is.
Trundle's coming up, but after that, he's got 20 seconds till he has any support. Noxus is pretty tanky. The Wither's down, just shredding through Trundle. While it was a good pick in theory, it doesn't seem like they were able to fully execute the Trundle play.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's coming. I mean, he has no resistance. He's going to try to secure Darkness. He gets exhausted, but it's not going to be enough to save him. They're going for the Nexus. And 36 minutes. We in the first game, going to 1 minute.